Hey, it's Asania, baby.
Hey, it's Deshaun, baby.
And it's a light bulb moment.
Hell yeah. It's a motivational podcast.
Show is.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Y'all check it out. Check it out. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Lite-Bulb Moment podcast.
Damn, them teeth big.
This is Deshaun.
How often you go to the dentist?
Not often enough, actually. Yeah. I just got insurance this year. Again, I reinsured myself. So I'll be going soon.
Okay, what's your last name?
Patterson.
No, my bad.
My middle name is Duran.
Oh, yeah, I keep reading.
Duran George, to be exact.
Oh, man. I interrupted your introduction.
But it's fine. What's your name?
Asania.
Asania?
Awesome nigga.
Awesome.
Awesome baby.
Awesome nigga. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you went there.
But today we're going to talk about the fourth dimension.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
When I first heard about this, but when y'all first told me about it, because I never paid no attention, really, I didn't know what to think.
I didn't know what to think either. How are you feeling right now?
I feel fine.
You good?
How you feel?
I'm easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Yeah, you look like it.
Thank you.
You welcome.
I feel like a Zen master right now.
No, you are a Zen master.
Thank you for my little mala beads, though.
Mala beads.
Yeah, I appreciate the person who gave me these mala beads.
Why?
Because they were an awesome gift. And she let me know that my brain is really doing what, like, this stuff is really working. I manifested these things, bruh. Bruh. Yeah, bruh. Say, bruh, don't make fun of me, bruh.
You gotta manifest.
I do.
Okay.
But, yeah, fourth dimension. My bad. Cut you off again.
No, it's all good. Go.
Huh? No, you said you thought it was strange.
What? The dimensions?
Yeah, like the whole topic.
I didn't think it was strange. I just thought it was interesting. And then when I started looking into it, it made sense. It makes sense. It's almost like an overall theme of what's happening with the whole metaphysics world and the whole everyone's waking up with their consciousness and stuff like that. I feel like everyone is starting to... It's like everyone is starting to wake up and move to another level.
Space of awareness.
Yeah. So it makes sense when the guy was describing it. Yeah, I get it.
We kind of all getting on track.
Yeah.
On the same path.
And kind of how everyone is kind of connected, even if we don't realize it or know it, but we all kind of...
We're all in the same space. We're all living out the same.
Yeah, having this awakening at the same time.
That's why the Matrix was so fucking trippy, dude. I ain't gonna lie, man. First I was like, fourth dimensions, then after researching it, man, straight mind fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. People gonna be like, what the fuck are y'all talking about by the time this episode is over?
But they gonna get it, though.
You think they gonna get it?
Mm-hmm.
Because this, woo. Mm-hmm. I was high one up. When we got into it.
Where are you now?
I hope you're in a good space. But, yeah, fourth dimensions. I want to hear your opinion first, and then I'll go into mine. But I want to hear what you think of what the fourth dimension. Where did you get? And what's your...
I got that it's that level of space that can't really be explained. It's that part of existence that it's like you can see it, but there aren't words yet to describe it. It's almost like you know what it is. Because the guy, he said, we're still operating in the third dimension, but we're already entering the fourth dimension. So it's almost like we can't describe it yet. Like, words aren't for it yet. It's not a language for it yet. But there's a feeling for it. And you can still kind of see it. But you aren't yet able to pinpoint it. And you can't really master it yet. Because we don't have a hold of it yet. That's what I kind of got from it.
Okay. So, there are three dimensions. Mm-hmm. One is length. One is width. Mm-hmm. Another one is depth. Mm-hmm. And then the fourth dimension is pretty much, one of them wants to use duration, time.
I thought the fourth dimension wasn't time.
It's not time, but they use time as a factor or as a element in this explanation. Mm-hmm. So, because there's matter and antimatter, and matter is measured in, I guess, time, I guess. I hope I'm saying this correctly. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I am not against that. Correct me, please. But, ooh, that was a nice one. Ooh, if that was on camera, that would have been phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But, for the fourth dimension, in a nutshell, since we live in a three-dimensional world, because they also made comparison to something that lives in a 2D plane. Like, imagine if you can only walk straight and left backwards and left and right, and there was no idea, no concept of up or down. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you move was on a flat plane.
It's almost like you couldn't explain.
Yeah, that's the second dimension, like an ant. Mm-hmm. Like, think about an ant. That old man, the one with the ant, was crazy. Think about an ant. An ant does not have a concept of up or down. It just moves on a straight plane. You ever thought about an ant? They just move forward. Oh, Light-Bulb moment of the day. Ants don't sleep.
Oh, really? Why?
Fuck me up.
That's because they gotta work. Ants are all about the colony, okay? They are like, look, we got to do this colony shit, and they're really in tune with each other. You know, they build little water. That'd be funny when they all bind together and build them water beds
from other dead ants.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when ants die, they like to stack each other up. It's like they're really, really programmed to do what the kingdom wants them to do. They're all about the colony, like, period.
That hybrid mind.
Yeah. But
back to the fourth dimension.
They do
so that's the 2 dimension. But the fact that we have a concept of surroundings, like just depth, mm-hmm. that puts us in the third dimension, three-dimensional space. Fourth dimension is the concept of, okay, so the way I put it is, imagine right now, time is happening. We're living in this moment. It is a constant cycle, the constant duration of time itself. We are living in it. We are moving through that space. Like, you're not thinking about what just happened. Like, what just happened to the last few seconds behind us? That's our past. And it is in constant motion. And we're constantly in the fourth dimension. Also, okay, so that was one explanation that they gave. So we're living in the fourth dimension in itself. Kind of like The Matrix. That's why I said The Matrix is a deep-ass movie.
I need to rewatch that.
Yeah, that shit, man.
The first one or the second one?
You gotta start with the first one.
Okay.
So,
is it the third one?
Yeah, it's 3.
Okay.
The third one's just kind of the saga. The second one kind of explains the world, but the first one is really the one that mind fucks you. So, we're living in this space. We're living it out. It's the path that we're taking. It's our timeline in this physical, 3-dimensional realm we're in. So, like, we're stuck in this space, but to take it a step further, I need some water. To take it a step further, the video I watched with KRS-One, which I've seen on several times, the one on KRS-One explains that not only do we live in the fourth dimension within time and space, we're just within time, but your spirit itself is the direct connection to the fourth dimension. Because the fourth dimension is actually the realm from which energy and your spirit and your being lives in.
Okay. So we all exist in this dimension. You, the spirit, the being.
The one cat said we are spiritual beings living a human experience.
Right.
So in a nutshell, your energy, your metaphysical energy, let's say your spirit is metaphysical energy. Mm-hmm. And your metaphysical energy is a capsule for your timeline of experiences. Mm-hmm. And you continuously dip into this human experience, which goes through a continuous 3-dimensional time warp.
Right.
So basically, let's say you just some energy and you dip into this time and space.
Like, this is just an experience. This isn't who you really are.
No.
Your soul or your spirit or whatever, it has just... I was like, this is actually an avatar. Like,
right.
Mm-hmm.
And you just shift the energy from... Because your brain is just controlled by by energy and energy waves. So, electrical currents. I'm sorry.
And the more you realize that you have a bigger purpose than what's on this physical plane, that's when you become
more detached from the overall experience that occurs on this three-dimensional plane, as far as the materialistic attachments and the worldly attachments, because you're just going to shift and experience this again through timeline. Like, think about it, at some point in time you probably come back as a plant or some shit like that, and then that's probably a real short life. You know what I'm saying? When you think about how plants and animals...
Some of the trees old, though.
Yeah, you might come back as a tree and live like for a couple of thousand years in the energy of a tree until they cut you down or something happens to you. So then it's your time to go back into this pool. Yo, I saw a movie on this shit. And I shouldn't say I saw a movie on this that kind of implemented this. And I cannot think of the name of it. It was like The World or Child's No End or something like that. It was a sci-fi original. And in this movie, they kind of gave an explanation to what happens to space and time. And to give a quick synopsis, aliens come to Earth. They implement the golden age for humanity. We're at peace. They end war. They end all violence, so on and so forth. They call it into this stuff. It takes a few years for human beings to adapt to the new lifestyle. They never expose themselves. They just kind of stay in their ships the whole time. We finally get to a point where everything is calm. If you want to live in a city lifestyle, there are places where you can live in the city and live the old ways, and then everybody else lives in this like euphoric utopia or whatever.
What's the name of this movie?
I wish I could. My homeboy, I'm gonna call my homeboy and ask him the name.
Oh, and text it to me.
I sure will. But it's hard to find as fuck. But long story short, time goes by and the aliens finally feel like it's time to expose themselves to humanity. I don't want to tell you what they look like, but they look like something that if we saw it, it would have some serious negative connotations to it.
Right. Okay, I get it.
I don't want to give away the plot.
Gotcha.
When you see these, then like it makes you question a lot of things. Fast forward, there's another plot twist, and we find out that there is
oh God! Don't tell the movie.
I'm not arterial
motor.
Yeah, I'm not about to give everything away.
Okay.
I'm not spoiling, but.
When this came out?
Oh, this shit is like probably 5-6 years old, but it just kind of connected to how the universal energy flows in and out and is recycled and then spit back out to create new things. Overall, I gotta find out the name of this movie. But seriously, it made me look at it and think about like, damn, like is this what...
Is that how this works?
How this works?
Right?
Cause, all right, so I've been really being going, if this is if this is just a 3D dimension that we're living in, and we're actually metaphysical entities that are experiencing human experiences in this 3-dimensional realm, and this is not a complete reality, then if what we see are stars, are they really stars? Are they just other entities that exist within this 3D realm? That's why I was like, mind fuck. Like, it really was like, yo, okay, so what is the true existence? Like, 'cause let's be honest with you, or with ourselves. Do we really know, like, what's... I mean, we sent stuff out into the...
What's that called?
Stratosphere. Is it stratosphere? There's satellites and stuff. We can hypothesize. We send stuff out to send stuff, and I still feel like it's,
That's what they tell us.
But at the end of the day, on this plane, does it really exist? That's why I fuck with the movie Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of the deeper Avenger movies.
Marvel
movies. Yeah, man, because it really dealt with more of the metaphysical world than it dealt with the outer space.
Now I have a question. So does this have anything to do with perspective?
What do you mean perspective?
Like, I may be using the wrong term, but as far as like, when I see this, I see gray. But when you see this, if you were to look out of your eyes, you see blue. But what's blue to you is gray to me. Is that the same?
Let's take that in consideration for somebody who's colorblind.
But I'm saying
what if that's really them seeing through a different filter and a different lens that regular people don't see?
But what if all of us just see something different? Like, what if when you looking at me, you actually see a turtle? And all you see is turtles, and we're all turtles.
Let's say,
but I see humans.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
That we see the same thing because we've been told and we've been conditioned under the same terms that this is what this is. We haven't been able to tap in and make our own assumptions. For instance, a turtle is a turtle because you were told that was a turtle since birth. So that's why you identify with it. Excuse me. Everything around us exists for a reason, and realistically, it's all made of the same material, atoms.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like this physical, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole physical realm is made of the same material. At the end of the day, so it's just like one big platform where you come in. It's like I was just playing a lot of video games, so my mind could go there with this shit. But it's like, what if you just, like you say, we avatars, and the energy just reinserts to come experience whatever it's supposed to experience, get what knowledge it's supposed to get, and then go back in through a certain timeline. Like you have to play this out, or maybe we supposed to come in and play a specific role so that this 3D dimensional time plays out the way it's supposed to. Because then even in comic books, they have what?
Universes?
No. They have different dimensions.
Yeah.
So let's say this is just only one, this might just be one 3D dimension that you play out in. And they're a duplicate.
Like different realities.
Different realities.
Yeah.
Of different, and you go in and out of the different experiences. Hence why you feel like you've met somebody or you know somebody so well.
Right. Because you know them from another
throughout
universe.
Different times, throughout the different...
Interesting. This is deep.
That's why I was like, mind fuck, let's do this shit, son. But then to take it a step further, that's what KRS was saying within one of his videos, and like I was saying earlier, that shit is so deep because he was saying, he made reference to your internal voice. Like that's really the voice that's coming from
your higher self. Yeah.
That is really watching this whole thing play out because you still have a connection to that realm. We all have it. You hear something. He was like, you say the word rock star, but don't say it out loud. You watched it. And when you said it, everybody does this. You go say it in your head and you hear a voice. You're a fucking voice. Can't deny that shit. And it said rock star. You spoke without your lips moving. There's something, and I mean, your brain controls everything. Your brain tells you so, and it's the big ass receptor. It's like just a big ass fucking antenna to everything else. So if you tap in and you clear it out, that's why within meditation, if you clear, I'm not gonna say clear your mind, but you learn how to let the thoughts flow,
declutter,
and not only declutter, but put the right questions and thoughts in process. A lot of times we put the wrong thoughts.
We always come back to meditation.
Fucking always, because it's pretty much our.
And it's such a simple task.
It's not only that; it's just the way we connect.
Right.
We've been fucking just, our brains have been filled. You know what I'm saying? Distracted. Yeah. For so long, we don't know how to tap in. Think about as time goes on, new things, new technology, everything is implemented to just keep you saturated.
And that's just technology. We ain't gonna talk about work, family, friends, loved ones,
economy. Think about it. Where did these new social standards come from as far as like why do we need jobs and everything?
Do you think they made those so they can distract us?
Yeah, 100%.
But who would they be?
If we knew, think about it, we were on a planet and we were truly in touch with who we were on our spiritual selves before all this technology was implemented, cars and everything else, it gives you a whole lot more time to really just connect.
Yeah.
And here, and we were a lot more peace. And let's say there is a thing called greed, which is based off of insecurity, because we haven't been taught to embrace our fears and our insecurities. So some people, their insecurities lead them to or drive them to do crazy or chaotic or just seek attention. Power is nothing but just you want to have attention. You want to have control. You want people to notice you. Why would you want to control something? Like, why do we have an urge to control shit? What is that? What is that?
So it can serve you.
For what? That's your own person. That's your own shit. You need something to be fulfilled so it can serve you. Because you need fulfillment. You need to make you, like, period. But the fourth dimension is tapping into that inner voice.
We just got real deep.
Yeah, it just got real deep.
Like, whew.
But tapping into that inner thought, that inner being, that space, that person that answers questions, that feeling, that sensation that tells you not to do something. And sometimes when you choose not to listen, something fucked up and you're like, damn, I should have listened to my first mind.
See, I feel like the fourth dimension is the stuff we can't explain. Almost like you can never see yourself.
Actually, the shit is we can explain. The problem is we don't know how to tap into it.
Like I said, we don't have the language for it or something like that.
No, we do have the language for it. The thing is we're not tapping into it.
Oh, okay. We just,
astral projection, all those other things, which is what he did in Doctor Strange, is tapping into other space, other time,
other realities.
Right, other realities.
That's so dope. I would love to go to another reality and see what Deshaun doing over there.
Transcendental meditation is when you leave the space you're in. Have you ever, in any of your meditation, have you ever got so still where physically you felt like you were there, but you knew you weren't in your body, you weren't in the same space? You projected whatever that reality you were in, whatever that.
You know what? I've done that and not even trying to meditate, but just being in a meditative state and just meditating on, like, it's almost, you know how you just kind of meditate without sitting there and being quiet, but your mind just goes somewhere.
So still and so quiet.
Driving.
I noticed you don't.
Yeah. Like your mind just kind of walk off and go somewhere.
Let's be real, taking a road trip.
Yeah.
That shit is hypnotic. Because you've seen the same trees, the same shit over and over.
Especially
you
if
don't
it's
realize
a place
you've been
that you've
hypnotized.
gone a million times.
Right.
Yeah.
So that shit, you just kind of zone out. You go on autopilot. And you drift off somewhere else. You know you there.
It's almost like your mind is like, all right, so he got the wheel, so we gonna go somewhere else. Let's go.
So I'm be honest with you. I don't really talk about this to everybody, but I'll put it out in the air because, I might air my shit out. So there are times if I get too deep in my meditation on the way to work within the side of meditation, I have to snap back in because I'm in autopilot while driving to work. Because I'm in a whole nother mental realm. My eyes may be seeing what's going on. My body is, my reflexes and everything is kicking, but
it's almost like a program is put on, like the driving program. And then it's like the people who run your mind walk off and like go to Hawaii or some shit. I don't know. It's like they just take a break. Like, all right, let's walk off. We good. But yeah, I've noticed that even exercising is like that too. Singing, like doing creative stuff, it happens.
Because you're tapping the different chakras that's popping up and hitting probably popping your kundalini. Yeah. If I'm correct, man, I'm telling you, this shit's been getting real
and you just
deep
be
with
in
this
like another
breathing,
state.
man.
Yeah, like you
hit a whole nother space. You can feel your energy, man. It's getting to the point where I can feel my energy surging through me. I can feel when something's hit me and connected, and it's hitting one of my three.
Taking a shower, because that's meditative too. Yeah. It's like, you be in another world. I tell you, I swear to God, I'd be in another world in the shower. It'd be fun, too. It's like, showers are so fun, because it's like you leave.
Water.
Yeah, you literally leave your reality and you go somewhere.
Think about swimming when you go. That's why people go when they go to the beach, because it's a connection to the element.
Every time I go home, I go to the beach.
Most people don't go out and fucking walk around in their grass and they sand, they dirt and shit like that. And I'm glad. The belly. Babies.
Pregnancy. Why do I feel like we're like playing?
Because babies have charades.
Yeah.
Yeah. But think about it. Babies are coming in, so they have a direct connection to that portal at that point in time.
But I heard a baby, your whole thing in life is trying to get back to what you was trying to do as a baby. Have you ever heard that? Yeah. It's like when you're born, you're crying because it's like, oh no, I got to start all over. Oh no. And it's like your journey or your passion in life is you're trying to remember what you were trying to do. Yeah.
And then you get distracted about whatever the fuck is going on.
It's almost like a video game.
Now you got to get adapted to this realm.
Right. Oh, damn. Like, y'all work here?
You come in and you're like, is my nigga Sam still here? Am I going to Sam? Sam, like, you got to get adjusted on top. You ever seen babies who be like, man, they just be looking like, man, I can't wait to fuck that I can walk.
It's almost like, and that's why we don't remember ourselves as babies, because it's like, we would know certain stuff. I don't know. I can't go that deep.
Yeah, actually, but that's the thing. If you do, you meditate, you find your purpose. The thing is, we haven't been trained. We haven't been allowed. We've been
this just makes me want to meditate for like a week.
So detached. Yo, I wasn't joking when I said turn the shit off. I have no fucking internet. My phone is cool, but I don't do a lot of social media, and I don't do a lot of YouTube in my phone. Like, I'll fuck with it for a while.
And even though we have the internet to do so many amazing things, like 90% of the reasons
we use it for streaming and porn.
Right.
Fucking streaming and porn, dude.
I'm on Instagram just looking at people.
But not only that, like, I'm detached from a lot of different shit. I'm about to reduce my phone calls. I am about to reduce my amount of phone calls that I get.
Text only.
Not just be in my own space, period. Because I spent the last 3 days with no TV. I haven't done it Hulu. I've been fucking with my phone, but I've been turning off. I've been sleeping a lot, catching up on sleep.
Retreat.
So I'm doing that shit. I'm getting myself ready for that. I gotta slow the fuck down. My brain feels less cluttered.
Yo, I'm going to New York tomorrow. I was talking to somebody about New York. He said New York, in school, he said, but sometimes he just gets overstimulated. He said one thing he appreciates about the South is the fact that those 30 minutes when you're in your car by yourself, like, he said that makes such a difference because as soon as you walk out the door in New York, you got to go to the train. So you already walking out your door, going to the train, then it's like you're constantly seeing stuff. It's a bunch of people. You got to be alert. You're doing this, you're that. And it's like you get overstimulated because so much is happening at one time. Versus the South, he's like, that's why people say the South is slower, quote unquote. Because I never understood it. I was like, what's slower mean? Like, do we drive slower? Do we walk slower? I hear we talk slower. So what is slower? But when he explained it that way, I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Because we have time to do other shit.
There's a lot of space. It's not as developed.
Right.
So your commute, which Atlanta is not as south as it used to be.
Yeah.
Georgia probably is. Other parts of Georgia.
It is compared to New York.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of space between your commute and where you're trying to get to. So you do have a lot of time to yourself. But, yeah, man, it's just tapping in because it's that person that answers questions. If you sit down and get into your meditation.
So it's like you're talking to your higher self.
It's that person. It's the motherfucking Geppetto that's manipulating your strings. You're a fucking Pinocchio right now.
What? What do you want?
And you can choose, excuse me, you can choose what path you want to take. You can choose what direction. And all jokes aside, fucking Star Wars. Like, let's say there are other planets and your energy does not want to come back on this motherfucking planet. Wants to come in another form within this timeline of the third dimension and be something else. Just experience something else out of this. So, Star Wars, there's this thing called the Force. Mm-hmm. I take the Force as a hypothetical way. Hypothetically, it's just energy. Everybody kind of has a Force in them, but some people the Force is stronger in. Just like in people, some people in our time, some people still have a stronger connection to the other dimensions. Because understand, this is only the fourth dimension we're talking
about. It's like 11 of them, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more than 4.
Ain't no telling what's on them.
Which makes sense because then when we tapped in and start looking at chakras, we initially thought there were 7. But there are motherfucking 22. And they fall on different dimensions? They fall in different dimensions. So, it's different planes. I know people who've done this shit, who've tapped in and crossed over. Because they wanted to see if this stuff was real through something they were practicing. And they've told me, like, they've seen that, like, it's spaces you just don't want to go. Unless you're prepared. Because there are things in other spaces and planes that
the brain may not be able to handle.
You may not be able to handle. Your energy, who you are, when you cross into that. So, I mean, it's deep, man. It's really, really deep, and it makes you question your whole existence as far as, like, in this space that we're in right now. And when you do that, you take it a little bit lighter. That's what the guy was saying. When you realize that this is just, it plays out, and then you go off, and then you're going to repeat, rinse and repeat. You're not going to remember your past life 100% because nobody's practicing tapping into, I think, earlier indigenous people practice these rules. Early Africans. so on and so forth. They pull this knowledge, stuff that you think about. Sometimes it's stuff like and you don't even understand how you comprehend it.
Right.
Where did this information come from? How can I process this?
Almost like kids, how they just be knowing stuff.
Because they still tapped into that
they still
earlier knowledge. They haven't been
programmed,
conditioned, except for children who come in and have parents who are still who haven't dealt with their fears from their conditioning in this third dimension. Shit is deep.
Real deep.
I figured that shit, man. He started putting that shit together. I was like, oh shit, so this is our existence. We really exist in a 4D, full dimension. That's why our inner spirit, energy, so on and so forth. And this is really just, because I'm like, yo, this shit just feels weird. And I know we connected. Everything is connected. And the energy that we experience, matter creates matter. The matter creates atoms and everything else. And it just materializes into the shit around us. Video games. You take nodes, you take this, you take texture, shit like that. It materializes into a world for you to play in within the video game. And then you go in, you plug in, you play with your avatar, something changes, so you die, starts all over. New version, new update. Same thing in the Matrix. Remember, he's like, oh, I don't know if you remember. In the Matrix, he's gonna be like, yo, they had updates. We had a couple, this is the next generation, we had different variations. But the Matrix is a little bit deeper because it was really more, they twisted it by saying robots were really the ultimate conductors, of human beings. Of what we were doing. We were just an energy source. This shit is deep as fuck.
It is.
It's deep as hell. It was like, oh shit, so this is really just a, a joke?
That's crazy. It sounds like this version of South Park. This episode of South Park, it was like life is just a big reality show.
Yeah.
So they have like a deer planet and you have like a turtle planet. And they just put everybody on Earth and they made this big reality show. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Fourth dimension, man.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on for like another 15 to 20 minutes about this shit, but it's time to wrap it up.
Right. So,
fun fact. We had a fun fact. Lite-Bulb, you had any Lite-Bulb moments for me?
This whole episode was a Lite-Bulb moment for me. It's like, you know.
My crazy?
Yeah, because it's like you already know about it, but it's like you kind of brought me into this room. I saw this room, and I knew what it was about, but I just kept walking past. But, yeah.
I've been tapping into some stuff that's just been...
Ways that we tap into other dimensions.
Ways that we tap into other dimensions. Oh. Okay. Ways we tap into other dimensions. New segment.
Right.
Lite-Bulb moment for you. Ways that we tap into other dimensions are astral projection, out-of-body experiences, foresight and hindsight, clairvoyance, deja vu. All those things that pertain to your mind and you seeing shit. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about some shit when we get off my fucking air. But yeah, man, you start seeing shit. Like, we don't take that stuff serious. It's usually when we tapped in. Man, when you still, be still. Learn how to be fucking still. Tap out. That's my message of the day, of the year. Like, you'll start experiencing stuff. A lot of the stress and the stuff that we get caught up in within this, I like to say 3-dimensional realm now, but within this world we in, period. This existence that we have, right? We get too caught up in it. We get too intertwined, and you need to let go, because this shit is only temporary.
Stop being petty.
Yo, it's been fun. I enjoyed this episode. Yo, check us out. Share, follow, comment, show love. Appreciate it.
Peace out.
Awesome Near 17.
Deshaun, you're on.
For your ass. All up in that ass. And that
Bye now.
And that boom, the boom thing. He hasn't stopped. I'm going to keep going.